Hello, I'm Thomas Wesley Weeks, pastor of New Destiny Fellowship in Wilmington, Delaware, and I am watching and experiencing the Diamond Experience with Marsha Benton, and you are too.
Woman, 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 hear me roar. Woman, 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 hear me roar. Woman, 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 hear me roar. Woman, 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 hear me roar. I'm on. I come back and I tell you to stop. In my voice, you will hear from the valley to the mountaintop, and I deserve to experience.
Apostle Weeks is the presiding prelate of New Destiny Fellowship International and is the pastor of New Destiny Fellowship. As a great man of faith and father in the Lord, Apostle Weeks heeded to the call of God to start a church in Wilmington, Delaware, where he has been pastoring for nearly 3 decades. As presiding prelate, Apostle Weeks' passion is to train and mentor leaders, ministers, and new pastors and their spouse. In the community, he is a well-respected leader who has touched the lives of other leaders in church as well as the state.
Hey, as promised, we're here with the Diamond Experience Show. 3 shows with the awesome Kingdom General Apostle Thomas Wesley Weeks. God said, do a 3rd show. Amen. So we are here because, like I said, this is his show. I just get to host it for him. Welcome again, Apostle.
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Oh, so today we are going to talk about Praise Power. Praise Power is a conference like none other. I had the privilege of being on the coordination team for Praise Power from the year of 2002 until the sunset. Mm-hmm. On it. I learned so much, and I must say, when God gives you an assignment to do, it may seem like it's way out of your league. And at the time, Praise Power seemed like it was way out of my league. I can honestly remember sitting in a meeting, because Kim Graham was the head coordinator at the time, and she asked me to come on to the team. And I was sitting in the meeting, and they got to talking about, okay, we're expecting between 10,000, 15,000 people, and all that was going on. And I said to myself, I said, God, I don't know what I'm doing. I said, why am I here? And he said, it's all a process.
Amen.
He was like, everybody in this room felt the way you did at some point in time during the process. In the beginning, it looks overwhelming and totally out of your league. But if it's God, Amen, he will see you through it. So talk about Praise Power and how that came about. And all that.
I am so glad that you just said what you said, because that at the heart of Praise Power is a mission. It's a mission, and I just was talking to some individuals this past week about that, and we were talking about that whole mission part of it. It's being able to set up people for a great mission and endeavors for the rest of their lives.
Yes.
And so it became a platform for a lot of great preachers. It became a platform for a lot of great workers.
Yes.
Who felt energized.
Yes.
2 years ago, I was invited to a conference that was here in Wilmington, Delaware, and the young man was now the presiding prelate of a fellowship of churches, and they were here in the city, and they asked me to come, and they gave me a big plaque and award, and the gentleman said, my first major experience with a coming together of churches was Praise Power. I had just gotten saved, and so folks said, let's go to this conference that's down in Wilmington, Delaware. He came down, and he said it was a spirit of excellence, and
yes,
all these different things that's going on, and seeds were planted in his heart at that time.
Wow.
And I've been invited back to 2 other situations with similar sorts of words being said.
Yes.
So it was a launching pad, and it still is. And what we're doing this time is all of that and then some other kinds of things. We're actually getting very specific in terms of what we want to launch. We want to launch a great evangelical outreach. We want to launch a great prayer cycle. And so we're setting up that during Praise Power, those things will be highlighted.
Yes.
That thousands will be able to rally around certain kinds of events, and from that, things will be launched. One, for instance, is that around prayer. Prayer was always the underbelly of Praise Power.
Yes.
And we would have the midnight prayers, and
Yes.
folks would be going crazy all night long, and etc. Well, we're taking that up to the second power. So we have a whole setup for where up to 300 will be able to gather at night. We have a couple of the prayer generals in our nation coming that will be speaking at midnight to them, and ministry
Wow.
launching from midnight to 6 in the morning, a whole nother move.
Wow.
A whole nother move just
Yes.
during Praise Power. So when you think it's over and you get a chance to go to bed, you really don't.
No.
Our theme
Yes.
is 72 hours of NonStop Church. That's what it's going to be.
That's what- yes.
It's going to be around the clock. So you just got to steal a little sleep time every now and then. But so that's how it's shaping up. It's very exciting. I would ask everybody, you just got to come. You just got to
Yes.
register. If you live outside the city, get yourself a hotel room if you can. If there's still hotel rooms available, you get a hotel room, and just be part of the whole scene. It's over a holiday weekend, July 4th weekend, so it's pretty good. It's July 2nd through the 5th.
Yes.
We have some of the greatest preachers coming, and if you go to our website, ppc2020.org, you will be able to get the lineup, see all what's going on, register, get hotel rooms, etc. It will be a blessing to you. Again, that's July 2nd through the 5th.
All right. Listen, this conference was the 75 hours of NonStop Church. When I tell you, it literally was just that. Like he said, at the end of the night, after you went through all of your seminars, then the main services,
Right.
then there was prayer till 6 o'clock in the morning, and then morning glory, and we
Started
start
all
all over
over
again.
again.
Start all over again. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing conference. You will want to be a part of that. Now, I'm going to shift gears.
Woman, hear me roar. Woman.
Hi, my name is Shaylin Davis.
I'm Deirdre Handy,
Hello, my name is Nadia Borges.
and we're watching
The Diamond Experience with Marsha Benton.
Woman, hear me roar. Woman.
Now, I'm going to shift gears a little. Statistically, in the last several years, there have been many pastors who have quit, many pastors who have committed suicide. The kingdom, a lot of people are just going through, just having a hard time. But pastoring, you all are a hard people to pastor. If we could just get us to do what we're supposed to do in the church, our pastors wouldn't have such a hard time. But speak to a pastor now, or those pastors that are thinking about giving up, that are thinking about committing suicide because they're there. Mm-hmm. And the sad thing is they don't talk to anyone about that because you're looked at as the one that is supposed to have it all together.
Yeah.
What would you say to somebody?
I'm so glad you asked that question, because you're so real and right. And sometimes we have to be reminded of some very fundamental aspects of what we're all about. And even though we're pastoring, it's an occupation, and we're doing what others are doing, this is more than just a job. This is more than just a career. We have been given a divine assignment by our Lord to be able to minister, to feed the sheep, to minister back to people. Anytime you take that away from the Lord and try to take it out of the divine setting and put it on your own shoulders, you're gonna feel like suicide. You're gonna feel like failure. You're gonna feel all of you. You've got to keep it where it is. I have been sent here by the Lord on divine assignment, and I'm not listening to what everybody else is saying. Let me give you, for instance, some of us have been sent to small towns and small cities. We can't expect to have the same size churches as folks who are in the large cities and big metropolitan areas. So when you hear them talking about everybody ought to have a mega church, no, that's not right. And everybody was not even sent to be in this nation or even in a small town. Some folks have been sent to foreign nations and very difficult situations where it may not look like you spend 40 years and at the end of it you only may have touched 50 people in a particular nation because you're coming against a whole nother religious sect that's going on in that particular nation, and it didn't look like nothing much was happening. But 50 folks who are believing Lord anywhere becomes a powerful tool for another generation.
Yes.
And sometimes we're looking for things to happen in our generation. And one of the great truths to learn is that we're only a part of the puzzle. We're not the puzzle.
Yes.
And so I come in and I give my years. Somebody will come in behind me and give their years. They're going to be, I'm standing on somebody's shoulders. Somebody's going to be standing on my shoulder, and it's going to go on and on. So you do your portion, do what you have to do, and realize this has been an assignment by the Lord.
Yes.
And so what I want to do is not what somebody has already said. Okay, here's what pastors ought to be doing. This is how you ought to be looking. This is the end results that you ought to be doing. No, what you want to do is the assignment that God has given you. And so rather than getting frustrated and upset, especially when you have folks leave the church, some people come in and they leave the church and you're getting upset. Sometimes we feel really bad. No, you bless those folks for those many years. They'll come back sometime later on and let you know how much your ministry, what you did, blessed them. We have to realize, again, our assignment.
Yes.
It would be nice. It would be very nice if everybody just stayed and it grew and it was all of that and then some. But I think the Lord would then have a problem with us. And so what He does, He allows this kind of situation, keep us in our place, and at the same time, let us know it's all about Him. And so I keep my relationship with the Lord. Keep your prayer life up. Keep your trust in Him. Always listening to what He's saying to you. What is the word for me right now? Because He'll have a daily word for you. What is the word for me right now? And just stay in that word that He has for you right now. Do it. And what He's going to do, what you're going to find out, is that because you did your assignment, when He's given out all of the great rewards in heaven for our works, for the things that we did, you're going to notice that your reward may be greater than the one who seemed to have had all of the big something going on. And really, that was not their assignment. It might have been just the favor of God on them. While you worked hard, just kept true to your assignment and did it. He said, you have been faithful over a few things. I'll now make you ruler over many. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. He's going to have a great turnaround. There's going to come a time when that's going to happen. Do not get discouraged.
Wow. That's it. Don't give up. You can't give up. You can't give up. Woo. What would you tell, what advice would you give your younger self from now? Like looking back, what would you tell yourself after everything? How long you've been pastoring?
40 years.
40 years.
40th year.
And you've been saved for how long?
And been saved since I've been 12 years old. So that's a good 60 years.
60 years.
60 more years.
Wow. So what would you tell your 25, 35-year-old self? today?
I would tell them, enjoy the moment.
Yes.
I tell if 35 and you seem like, I didn't do this yet, I didn't do that. I said, slow down, enjoy where you're at, enjoy the moment. You're only 35 once.
Yes. Yes.
You're only
Enjoy
40
the journey.
once.
Yes.
Enjoy the whatever span of time that you are in. I look back, and I was just recently with some friends, and we were all youth leaders together through our 20s and 30s, and we can look back now and know that was a very special time. Great things happened among us, and what was birthed back then is still at the forefront generations later.
Yes.
So we were in a very, very special time, and I said to them, but we did not know it.
Right.
You know,
That's
what I
the
mean,
thing,
you
yes.
went through it, and
Yes.
you really didn't know how special it was
Yes.
until later on. And I wish I could take a little time out and enjoy those moments,
Yes.
enjoy those people. When we were at our beginning stages, and not later on in life when okay, now you're great and all of that sort
Yes.
of thing. But enjoy this particular stage of our lives. So. Enjoy those moments, enjoy those times. Don't worry, you'll get old fast enough, you'll get successful fast enough.
Yes.
So take your time.
Take your time. You heard that. Take your time.
Enjoy life.
Enjoy life. Enjoy the journey.
Right.
Wow, this has been an awesome, awesome, awesome third show. This was God's show, I told you. And we thank you, Apostle Weeks, for joining us for this show.
Let me just say,
Yes.
You're a great example of what I'm talking about, and how the show started with your question and saying that you were in a place and you kind of knew that there was something else that you had to do that was great. The genesis of all of this was back then.
Yes.
Your personality was there, your was there,
Yes.
your wanting to do was there, and in time, God put it all together. But the important piece that you become a lesson to everybody else is the don't give up part.
Yes. Yes.
Don't give up. Continue on. Put the pieces together. Take what you learn here, take what you learn here, take what you learn here,
Yes.
put it all together and become who you're supposed to be.
Yes. Thank
And
you
so,
for that.
So that's what you've done. And I'm sure myself, Bishop Brunson, and all the others that were part of your life in terms of the making, are very, very proud of you and what you have done and your work.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, yes, it has been a long time coming. Like I said, after 50,
Amen.
okay, many years serving,
Yes.
being a servant. In order to lead, you must serve. If you do not want to serve, you will not lead. God will not have it so.
Woman, 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 hear me roar, woman, woman.
Hey everyone, this is Marsha Benton here at the Diamond Experience Show, my show. I just wanted to let you know about my book, Soul Ties More Than You Imagine. If you have not purchased it yet, you can find it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. It will truly be amazing, 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 amazing to your life. It will give you a lot of good information that you need. Please purchase this book and let me know what you think.
Woman, 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 hear me roar, woman, woman.
Hey, welcome back to the Diamond Experience Show with Marsha Benton and my host, Apostle Thomas Wesley Weeks Sr. Apostle, give me either a defining moment for you or an aha moment for you.
I've had a few, but probably the most important one was the first one I had. And I was 9 years old. And my mother would always make sure that myself and my sister was in church. Grew up in that kind of a house, and we used to walk to church. The church was maybe about 8 blocks away, and we had this little walk that we would walk. And I remember going to church this one night, and there was this lady out of Chicago named Maddie B. Poole, who was a healer and would pray for folks. And I was in this service, and the church that I attended was a pretty large church, seating probably about 800. The normal attendance was maybe close to 200. But I went out to church that night, and the place was running over, packed out. And I was like looking all around. I was wondering what was going on.
Right.
And then as the service went on, and then she began to minister, and I started seeing blind folk see, deaf folk hear, lame walk, 10, 15 people being baptized every night. I mean, it was just overwhelming. So that happened on the first night.
Wow.
I was there. On the second night, I was so worked up. I was 9 years old. I was so worked up. I didn't wait for my mother. I left before her. I told her, I'll be at the church. I left and walked to the church ahead of time, got there about 15 minutes early, and sat there, got my seat right up front because I wanted to see what was going on. I sat there, and what was amazing to me was that at the time that the service was supposed to start, Maddie B. Poole got up. The pulpit was real high. You couldn't see, I couldn't see up on it. She was laying there that whole time, praying.
Wow.
And then as the service started, she got up and sat in the seat. And I was saying, wow, she was praying there. And then I said to myself, I wonder when she started. So the next day I came earlier and earlier each night till I found out I was there a little more than an hour, and I saw her walk in and then lay prostrate on the floor for an hour before service in prayer, getting ready. You cannot, in your ministry, expect great things if you're not willing to lay before the Lord.
Woo! Yes.
She laid before the Lord in prayer for an hour. She was able then to get up and do those kinds of things, and the Lord will, I'm sure, released her to be able to do those great kinds of things because she first got the relationship right with the Lord.
Yes.
In terms of just her submission, bowing to him, submitting to him. So that moment, that became, and I remember sitting there and I said, now Lord, if this is church,
right,
I'm with it.
Wow.
I'm in it. And that was at 9 years old.
Right.
I think it was a couple of Sundays after that I got baptized.
Wow.
And so that was the defining moment, and it still is. So those major events. We have a conference coming up, Praise Power Celebration, as you know, and at Praise Power has become what I was praying for, a defining moment.
Yes.
For hundreds of thousands of folks
Yes.
who come and experience God moving in
Yes.
some sort of a great way.
Yes.
Our last major conference, if you remember, the Praise Power at the hotel at midnight, when John Francis handed me
Yes.
the mic, the glory of the Lord sat in that place.
Yes.
People were being healed
Yes.
on their own out there.
Yes.
People just praying for one another, and the glory of and it was great for it to have end that way, because that has been my inspiration. I saw it end.
Yes.
We're going to take it to a whole nother level. Allow the Lord to really bring us now into that whole glory setting. So John Francis is coming back and opening the conference on Thursday night.
Yes.
So where we left off,
Wow.
we will begin
Woo.
and then go further. So it's going to be amazing. That's how it's going to be. That's the move that's going to be happening.
Wow.
Coming
Wow.
this summer.
Wow, you do not want to miss this conference. I'm telling you, it was the first time I saw Bishop Jakes.
That's right.
Yes. Many years ago, decades ago. You know, Biship Jakes, your good friend Noel Jones. Yes,
right.
George Bloomer.
Right.
Yes. Juanita Bynum. What's the other
Jackie
one?
McCullough.
Jackie McCullough. I used to want to be Jackie McCullough when I saw her teaching. You know what I mean? It was a defining moment for me. Sadie Brunson, her seminars blew me away, you know. Just so many wonderful memories. Hey, you have heard it here. You have been watching the Diamond Experience Show with Marsha Benton. We are here taping live from Abundant Love Ministries, where Bishop Sadie Brunson is the pastor. She is the doctor of healing. You will be hearing from her. Go back and watch her shows. I have had many shows with her at this point, and you all will be blessed. We need to be healed in order to move forward in this life. Thank you, Apostle Weeks, for joining us once again. This has been an amazing third interview with Apostle Thomas Wesley Weeks. Until we meet again, do not give up. The best is yet to come. You are watching the Diamond Experience Show here with Marsha Benton and my guest, Apostle Thomas Wesley Weeks Sr. We love you, and we will see you again next time.
Woman, hear me roar, woman.